Well, it's for me, this is an easy decision. I believe there should be an election. I've been consistent for 12 years. I believe democracy's slow, it's cumbersome, it's expensive, but it's right. And I don't sell the voters short anywhere, because I've seen people win who they didn't spend a lot of money on, and I've just seen people win. It's going to force these people. I philosophically believe we have to have an election. I will not vote for an appointee. I needed to say that. Now, the second thing I need to say, I want it the sooner the better, and I just feel the sooner we can get it, the better, and I'd vote for that. I'm going to leave that up to people to debate, as long as I feel we're trying to do it as soon as possible. But I believe there should be an election, and I will not support appointing anyone, because I'm going to tell you, there's 82 districts in the county, and that superintendent of that district is responsible for every child, and in the next few months, nobody's going to get hurt. I've been on the board. You've got people that care about kids and care about parents, but that gentleman right there is responsible for running the district, as is the local superintendents, as are the principals, as are the parents on those councils, as are the teachers. And I've got to tell you, nothing's going to go wrong. I don't think we're that important anyway, because what happens in a school I don't get to see every day. And just because we pass rules and laws and things like that doesn't mean we're the most important. The most important person is whoever works with that child that day. So I'm not worried. Democracy's going to work, and the parents and the community are going to decide, as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you, sir.
If you want me, and I want to be very transparent, I said from the word get-go, and I only took out what I said in context last time, and I really regret I said what I said. What I was saying is we overstate our purposes. I agree with Mr. Schmerlson that we represent all, and I believe the superintendent can represent anybody. You know, in the next vote, and it's all public, the next 2.5 hours of the board meeting, we're going to spend $700 million. And you know what? Everybody knows it's on the agenda. Those are the issues we do. He should run the district, and I've said this since I've been on the board, and I'm going to say it till I'm blue. The superintendent should run the district and report to us and be accountable to them. We try to run the district by resolution, and I'm sick of it. I don't need another board member right now. I want democracy to work. That gentleman from the Human Relations Commission said it so much more eloquently than me. I wish I could tape and say what he said. Let the people decide. George, I respect you as the greatest principal that ever lived, and I'm not lying, but I tell you, I made you run because I believe in democracy, and I'm going to be consistent. I want a vote of the public. I don't want to give up my vote to any employee, to anyone. Jackie's a great person. I followed her career. I worked in this district when she was a board member. It's not about personalities. Myself, to be transparent, it's about I believe in democracy, and I'm not selling those people short who are going to vote, and I want them to vote. And nothing's going to happen that's that traumatic in the next 6 months. He's running the district. That's who I hold accountable. And doggone it, don't misinterpret me. We're not that important. We run the policies, yes, but he runs the district, and doggone it, I am not going to appoint anybody. I believe in democracy. That's it. So you wanted my transparency, you got it.
Again, I don't want to confuse the people, okay? So we are having an election.
Yes.
So what does Jackie's appointment have to do with democracy not working?
I want the people to decide who sits next to me and who votes. If this is going to be about asking me questions, I made a statement of how I feel. You want me to clarify how I feel, but you're not putting me on the stand right now. I told everybody how I feel. There's no confusion. It's not about a human being. It's about a belief in democracy. I'm an old history teacher. I said it when George ran. By gosh, I said it since I've been on the board. I've never deviated from that. And if I were ever to appoint somebody, you know who I would appoint it? Bennett Kaiser. Because that man came in second. That's how bad I believe in democracy, and I believe that's good. And I told him that to his face, too. So I'm telling you, it's not about Jackie Goldberg and her being great. I hope to gosh she runs, George. End of subject. I'm glad you ran. I hope you run again, and I hope you're elected. That's the truth. So that's my transparency. I hope everybody heard it.
Dr. Vladovic, I'm sorry, said some very important things. But he also said he doesn't want us to determine who sits next to him. He wants the community to do that. But right now, we're saying nobody will sit next to you.
Right.
And you'd rather have that unrepresented for a whole year.
It's not unrepresented, George.
Well, of course it is. Now, because the assumption that we're not important, I disagree with you on that, my friend. Because
I believe
think
he's the important, and he's my...
Well, no, wait a minute. The superintendent is somebody that works for us. Okay? He runs the district as we make policy. Right now, Board District 5 is unrepresented. Right now, we have a discussion. We haven't openly talked about it, but some opinion that, well, the board president will help run Board District 5. That's not the protocol. When I was out of the seat and running for the seat, the secretary of the board was working with the staff, Marguerite Lamott's staff, at their field office. I know that, because I used to go in there for some other reason. I'd see him in there helping.
I volunteered to help. I volunteered to work
but
that
the board president doesn't have any more authority than anybody else.
I volunteered.
I got it. But a board district, since the lady died, she couldn't say, I want somebody in my place. She couldn't say that. But I don't think that's the protocol. I appreciate the voluntary. The board president says, I and staff will operate Board District 5. I don't think that's the way it should go. I think that an objective, non-connected party to the other board members, because there was some connectivity between board members that are severed right now because of that one vacant seat. But I don't think okay. If you say no, then I just want to remind you, it's unrepresented for a year. And if that's okay, because you think the superintendent can run it without us, that we can be shorthanded, we still need 4 votes.
That's right.
Still need 4 votes.
George, I understand. I only contributed because I thought you wanted us all to be transparent.
Yeah,
You're setting me up for a debate. I can debate you for an hour on how I feel and philosophically tell you about this democracy and how I feel. So you put me in a position, I just said, I didn't say it eloquently, and I apologize for that. But the bottom line is I have a firm belief that we already overrun this district. We should let the superintendent, whether it be Brewer, whether it be Ray Cortinas, whether it be Dacey, whether it be Brewer, we have not allowed the superintendent to be a superintendent, because I've been a superintendent. Let's let him be a superintendent and let him be responsible, and if he's not meeting the needs of the parents, they're not shy during this interim period to come and tell us, and we can do something about it. That's the way I feel.
Okay.